News Talk 1400 WDTK. WDTKAM.com. Welcome to Networking Squared with Jerry O and Al Crawford. Grab your coffee, hang out for an hour, and learn from their business experts. Now, here are your business squares, Jerry and Al.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry O here, Networking Squared, sitting next to my partner, Mr. Al Crawford.
Good morning, everyone. All of our fans and friends out there, welcome to this week's amazing show.
Yeah, we've been working on this all week long. Hope it reflects what we're here to talk about. Want to talk a little bit about last week's show, and wanted to, maybe we'll get the sports section out of this right away. And Mr. Al Crawford predicted that U of M would win last week. And what happened, Al?
Actually, that didn't go real well, Jerry, but unfortunately I did pick the Lions to lose.
So that was another great shot. I also talked to Al yesterday about some of the baseball stuff because he is such a baseball fanatic. He has visited how many of the stadiums around the country?
I've actually been to 26 different major league parks.
So he has spent a lot of time doing this. He is a huge Tigers fan, maybe more than a baseball fan, but talking to him yesterday, he told me that the Yankees would be not so good, and Texas Rangers were going to be the winners. And would you give me a recap on last night's game, Al?
Well, I would admit that they did lose the first game, but it is a best-of-7 series, Jerry, so I'm still sticking with the Rangers to actually go all the way.
Okay, well, I'm just so that works out with Al, and we also want to apologize to the guy that lives down in North Carolina when Al gave out his incorrect phone number last week. But fortunately, Al's made real good friends with him, and he checks in a couple times a week and gets his messages from the guy in North Carolina.
Yeah, actually, Jeb and I are on Facebook together now. It's working out really well.
I want to give out the phone number. We had a bunch of suggestions that we give out the phone number a little more often, 800-923-9385. And how can they get a hold of us on Facebook, Al?
The best way is to go to our fan page, which is called Networking Squared. It's NETWORKING Squared, SQUARED, because unfortunately the little 2 doesn't fit.
Yeah, they didn't give us that option. Also, you can check out Al Crawford on Facebook by looking up Al Crawford, oddly enough. You can also check out my Facebook site at Jerry Olson, and you probably can pick that up on the Networking Squared Facebook site. I want to wish everybody a happy Sweetest Day. Gentlemen, don't forget to treat your ladies to a very nice Sweetest Day. Al, what are you going to be doing tonight?
Well, actually, tonight's bowling.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's right.
So you'll be out bowling. And some of the responses we got from last week's show, Linda said, give out the phone number a few more times. She wanted to call in, so I'm going to keep doing that a few times. 800-923-9385. We will be talking about networking, some of the events that Al and I had done last week, and what we have coming up this week. Also, my buddy George from high school, he talked about some podcasts. Actually, he sent me about a 4 or 5 paragraph letter on Facebook on how I could improve the show, but I'm sorry, I'm going to keep Al.
Yeah, that was a little uncomfortable when I read that, Jerry.
So we're going to have to work on the podcast and give out the phone number. You want to give out our email addresses, Al?
Sure. Jerry's is actually J. Olson at LOCBUSNET.com. That's LOCBUSNET, so it's a little easier to spell than pronounce. And mine is Al Crawford at LOCBUSNET.com.
So we'll keep those up and running. I've also got our phones here, so we're doing any texting back and forth. So that's what we've got going on. And then Networking Squared Facebook, we are asking if you have any questions about what we talked about on a previous show, or you have any comments about an upcoming show that we might do, why don't you get that out to us? We're still working on our smartphones and some of the apps. We talked about that last week. I got some suggestions, and we're going to be sharing with some of those with you on the later shows. I am looking forward to learning a lot about the smartphones, and we're going to start talking about that maybe at some of the businesses around town. So what else we got going on for Networking Squared, Al?
Well, I think that people need to understand that this fan page is a great tool, and it's something where join it. You can learn about us, and at the same time, you can promote who you are and what you do. This show is about networking, and we are the experts, and it's something where we want to share our knowledge and the things that we've experienced so that we can make it easier for you as you go out there and try to get face-to-face with people and generate income.
And we've been busy networking all week. We had a very busy week from very early in the morning. We had a couple late evenings out there networking with people. And if you would like to have Networking Squared come out to your business, your group, like the Rotary Chambers, what other kind of groups can we accommodate, Al?
Well, really, any kind of a sales group. If they're looking for tips, looking for some insight, looking to have a question and answer scenario, we can do it. It's something where we do a lot of different speaking engagements all over the place, and we're always willing to help.
So we're talking about networking. And what about the Facebook and LinkedIn? I know we talk a lot about it on the air. Is that something that we're able to teach them too?
Absolutely. It's something where I've done it many, many times where I'll actually go to a sales organization and show them all the do's and don'ts of the Facebook and LinkedIn. There's, I guess the thing I would advise is that if you're spending more than 15 minutes a day on it and you're at work doing it, you're taking money from your employer.
Is there a big difference between Facebook and LinkedIn? What are the simple differences?
The main difference is that LinkedIn is strictly business. It's a business profile. It's who you are as a business person, what defines you as a business person. And there are actually 2 million people in Southeast Michigan that are on LinkedIn of the 80 million that are currently involved.
That is a staggering number. And I know that you're connected to a lot of people. We use LinkedIn and Facebook to promote what we're doing. And we are learning more and more. We are the networking experts, but every week we seem to learn more from some of the professionals that we work with, some of the business coaches, some of the trainers, and we also get involved with the Yes Network. We're going to be talking about that maybe next month. How's that, Al?
Yep. Every other month we host their networking before their shows out at the Imagine Theater, and it's always a great evening.
I like doing it. I like listening to the speakers out there. They have an afternoon and an evening segment. So we'll be talking about the Yes Network and where we're going to be and the speakers that are coming up. We've also want to talk a little bit about what you are able to do, again, with the network and LinkedIn and Facebook as the Crawford Connection.
One of the things that I found a couple of years ago was that there are so many people that will go to different networking functions and they get a bunch of business cards and they don't know what to do with them. What do you do after that? And so what I've done is I've put together a program where I can actually show people how to manage and to be able to communicate and be able to connect with a lot of people in a very time-sensitive, efficient way. And it was something that it's allowed me to be able to explode my business as well as help a lot of other people. I've done more than 400 sessions in the last year and a half.
Wow.
And the success I've been hearing from the feedback from the people has been amazing.
Well, we stay very busy. We talk a lot about getting out and networking. We've got a program that we've got coming up here that we are going to be attending, and that's on Tuesday, October 26th from 6 to 9, and that's going to be over at the Holiday Inn, and they are one of our sponsors on 2357 Rochester Court, kind of where Big Beaver, Rochester Road, and I-75 connect. And what can you tell us about this Green Coalition?
Well, it's something that this is really near and dear to a lot of us, especially one of our regional directors, Raven Hanna. And so shout out to Raven today. And what we really see is that with so many businesses having the emphasis on going green and trying to promote and trying to bring in those types of businesses, we want there to be a central place for it. So what we've done is we've actually launched a green chapter initiative within LBN. So to support this, there's actually a networking social that's going on the 26th at that Holiday Inn.
So what's going to happen there? I'm looking at my notes here, and they've got some, they're going to have hors d'oeuvres. They're going to have presenters, a speaker. Looks like they're going to have some exhibition space tables. And is this a thing where people that are interested in the Green Coalition can learn what it's all about and how it would affect their business?
Yes, it's from both sides, Jerry. It's going to be people who want to go green, as well as businesses that sell products and services that are green. We want to bring those people together, and this is going to be a great event. And so there are spots still available. If it's something for more information, you can actually contact Raven directly, and her number is 586-943-1928, or you can contact her by email at Raven, it's RAVEN, at raven@yourservice.com. And it's something where, again, we're looking to support this along with Eco Tuesday and greeningdetroit.com. This is going to be a great event. And if you do have thoughts about becoming green or being involved with green businesses, it's a great event for you to be at.
Well, as I've been talking to some of the businesses around town, I am amazed how many are actually involved in the green part of business. I had no idea. So on that, I'm learning, and maybe we'll have to bring in one of our green people to help teach us exactly what constitutes a green business.
Right. I met a lady last week who actually makes all the leftover cartons for restaurants, and they make them out of corn.
Wow.
Yeah. So forget styrofoam. Styrofoam is petroleum. And it's a situation where they can make silverware, cups, spoons, all of that stuff actually out of corn byproducts.
One of these days, we're going to have to write down everything we learned on this. You can also check out, if you have any questions for us, please, on Facebook, Networking Squared. Go ahead and you can ask us some questions, and we will get on there and answer them even after the show. So 800-923-9385, WDTK. And what else we got going on, Al?
Well, you got any calls coming in right now, Jer?
I don't have any calls coming in right now.
All right, cool. Let's see. You want to go over what the visitors' days that we're messing with this week?
Well, you know what? How about if we talk about that in the next segment? We've got a lot to go through here, and we'll chat about that in the next segment. And what else we got? So we have a guest coming on?
Yeah, actually, Dan Walker with the joys of Michigan roads. He is a little delayed, and hopefully he's hearing this in his radio right now. And Dan, hurry up. We need you in here to be part of our show.
All right. Well, we're going to get him on the next segment. We're going to take a short break, and I want to thank our engineer, Brian, for being here today, taking care of us on the other side of the glass.
I'm glad it's bulletproof.
Well,